Hello again and welcome to our monthly roundup where we'll take a look at all of the latest display news that's made the headlines this month. This includes a surge of new screens in the professional monitor space, the latest generation of LG's popular C-Series and G-Series OLED TVs, plus all of the latest OLED and LCD monitor news that you need to know about right now. We'll also provide a brief recap of some of our recent reviews and articles, and make sure you stick around till the end for a sneak peek of some of the content that we've got coming up next month as well. So let's get started right after a quick word from this video's sponsor. If you're looking to upgrade your monitor this year, ASUS have released a new range of more affordable OLED monitors in their ROG series, featuring loads of top-end OLED features at an attractive price point. You get features like OLED anti-flicker and ELMB blur reduction modes, along with the latest OLED Care Pro features and their Neo proximity sensor to safeguard your screen. There's new affordable OLED models available with a choice of WOLED or QD-OLED technology panels, a variety of refresh rates to suit different gaming needs, and a range of glossy panel coating options to give you an amazing picture quality and image. You can find out loads more about the new affordable OLED monitor range from ASUS in our roundup article linked below. As a change from all of the usual gaming monitor news, we're going to begin by talking about some of the latest professional screens that we've seen come to market recently, with the likes of Apple, BenQ and Dell launching further models in this segment, all of them with a focus on colour accuracy and enhanced productivity. We'll start with Apple, who announced two further models in their Studio Display range this year. The Studio Display and the Studio Display XDR are both 27-inch sized displays with a 5K resolution and 218 ppi pixel density, along with the latest Thunderbolt 5 connectivity. The Studio Display is aimed at more general usage, whereas the higher spec XDR model is aimed at the more high-end creative market, with the key difference being that the XDR model features a 2304 zone mini LED backlight. It's also got a higher 120Hz refresh rate and a peak brightness of 2000 nits, whereas the standard Studio Display features a lower 60Hz refresh rate, a standard backlight and a lower 600 nits peak brightness. Both come with a choice between a standard glass coating or an optional nano texture glass to help reduce glare, which is particularly useful if you're using the screen in brighter room conditions. They both come equipped with a 12 megapixel center stage camera, 3 microphones and a 6-speaker sound system for terrific audio and visual quality. The main downside to these screens, of course, is the cost, and like all Apple branded products, these screens do come with a hefty price tag relative to competing 27-inch 5K screens that are being launched. Let's be honest though, not everybody wants to spend thousands of pounds on a new model or a new monitor. If you're looking for a more affordable Pro display, then an alternative option could be BenQ's recently announced MA270S display. This also incorporates a 27-inch IPS panel and boasts a 5K resolution and 70Hz refresh rate, giving an impressive 218 ppi pixel density on a screen this size for the equivalent Retina class resolution, as Apple would call it. With no mini LED backlight, this model will not deliver much in the way of an HDR experience though, so do keep that in mind. With a high pixel density and 5K resolution, it's well suited to both Windows and Mac users, with a range of extra features as well, like colour tuning for matching with Mac devices and their MacBook control feature, which enables brightness and volume controls to be altered quickly and match between your MacBook devices and the display. BenQ's model will also offer a nano gloss screen coating for improved black depth, colour and contrast, and there's a whole host of connectivity options to help manage the demands of your everyday workflow. This new BenQ model is considerably cheaper than Apple's screens, and although it lacks all of the bells and whistles that the Apple screens offer, it still has a decent set of features in the Pro space and could be an option for those who want something a little bit more affordable. Before we move away from the Pro screens, Dell also announced some interesting new screens too, and if you're looking for more real estate for your day-to-day work setup, then these new 34-inch ultra-wide monitors from Dell are worth checking out. They both feature 34-inch ultra-wide IPS panels with a subtle 3800R curvature, 3440 by 1440 resolution and a 100Hz refresh rate. The main difference between the two new models is that the WEB model also includes two built-in microphones and two 5W integrated speakers, along with a built-in webcam, whereas the WEV model only has the webcam. these both come in at a competitive price point, and like the Apple and BenQ offerings, they're both available now. That about wraps up the Pro news this month, so we'll take a look next at the latest OLED news. It's been a somewhat quiet month in the OLED space as things start to gear up towards the Computex event in a couple of months' time, but there were a few announcements that caught our eye this month. First off, AOC have joined the likes of ASUS, MSI and Gigabyte and others, and they've introduced their own new 34-inch ultra-wide monitor to feature Samsung Display's latest Penta Tandem QD OLED monitor panel. It's part of their Aegon Pro gaming series range, and this is a 34-inch ultra-wide display with an 1800R curvature, 3440 by 1440 resolution and 360Hz refresh rate. The Penta Tandem QD OLED panel offers an RGB striped subpixel layout for great image and text clarity, while delivering deeper and more accurate blacks thanks to what AOC are marketing as their Dark Shield 3.0 coating. This has only been seen in China so far at the moment, so news on wider launch and availability is still to be confirmed. TCL, a manufacturer who are probably more known for their TVs than their monitors, did unveil some interesting new monitors this month, including a new OLED display which boasts a 32-inch screen size, 4K resolution and 240Hz refresh rate. That can also be doubled to 480Hz when using the dual mode function at 1080p. Other main features of the screen are the inclusion of a Bang & Olufsen audio system housed in the bottom of the stand, a super slim design profile and a built-in ambient light sensor which will automatically adjust the screen brightness and colour temperature depending on your ambient light conditions. This model is currently only available in China, and we don't know if or when it might be released in other regions or whether there'll be a global rollout. While we're talking about OLEDs, it's worth touching on some of the exciting related news in the OLED TV space, as LG Electronics have now provided further details on their eagerly anticipated C6 and G6 series, which we were lucky enough to see in action at CES 2026 in January, but we've been waiting for further details on ever since. We'll start with the super popular C series, which will be available in sizes from 42-inch all the way up to 83 inches, with lots of options in between. This is the range where some people like to use the smallest 42-inch size as a hybrid desktop monitor and TV, and so it's always a popular segment to keep an eye on. The C6 models will all offer 4K resolution, 165Hz maximum refresh rate, and they'll utilise WOLED technology panels, with the two largest sizes of 77-inch and 83-inch going a step further and featuring the latest primary RGB tandem WOLED panels. Those two sizes are distinguished by an H on the end of their model name, by the way. The updates that have been made include what LG call Perfect Color and Perfect Black to improve the picture quality, the latest Alpha 11 AI processor Gen 3, and all of the usual smart TV platforms and apps that you'd expect to see. Brightness booster technology will feature on all of the C6 models above 42 inches, with Brightness Booster Pro reserved for the 77-inch and 83-inch models. The C6 series are available to pre-order now in North America. Check out the links in the description below for more information. Further details were also revealed about the G6 series, which is their premium flagship range, offering the latest primary RGB tandem panels and a higher peak brightness spec up to 4,500 nits maximum. The G6 series is available in sizes from 55 inches to 97 inches, with all sizes apart from the 97-inch model using the latest primary RGB tandem 2.0 panels with that peak brightness spec of 4,500 nits. The newly updated panel features their Brightness Boost Ultra and Hyper Radiant color technologies, together with a reflection-free premium coating and their latest processor and all of the other features we talked about for the C6 series. The other specs remain largely consistent with the C6 series previously discussed, but their superior panel and brightness capabilities are what set these apart from those models, although that's obviously then reflected in the cost of the screens. What we would say is if you're considering buying one of these TVs, please make sure to look at the specs carefully, as there are some differences in the specs and features between some of the sizes and models. At the time of recording, both the C6 and G6 series are currently available in many regions for pre-order, so again, check out the links in the description below for more information. Right, moving on to LCD news, and we're now able to bring you some further information about AOC's Aegon Pro AGP277KX. It's a model that was teased at the end of last year, but information was very scarce at the time, and we've been patiently waiting for more news ever since. This is a 27-inch fast IPS panel with an impressive 5K resolution and a native 180Hz refresh rate, which is actually higher than what they originally teased back in December, so that's a bit of a bonus. A dual mode function is available, which includes the option to boost your refresh rate up to 350Hz when dropping to a lower 1440p resolution, which is still a decent and practical resolution on a screen of this size. In addition, the LCD panel surface uses what AOC refer to as an STW polarizer, which they say helps maintain excellent black depth and colour accuracy even at side viewing angles. It's great to see more information about this screen finally appear, albeit only in China at this stage. We were beginning to wonder whether it was just a rumour at the time, but we'll keep our ears open for any further announcements in terms of wider launch. TCL announced two interesting mini LED displays as well this month, both featuring a 27-inch size screen built around what TCL have branded as their own HFS Shoot panel technology, which is a high-speed IPS type LCD panel offering improved contrast ratios that they developed from their panel manufacturing arm themselves. The 27P2A Ultra is described by TCL as a mini LED esports monitor and includes a 1440p resolution and 550Hz refresh rate. That can be doubled to a massive 1040Hz when dropping to a much lower 720p resolution. We're unclear yet on the number of local dimming zones on offer here for the mini LED backlight, but it's an interesting alternative to the other 1000Hz plus gaming screens that we've seen announced so far at CES, which only had standard backlights and lack any real HDR capabilities as a result. The other model announced by TCL this month is the 27C3A Pro, which features a 4K resolution and 165Hz native refresh rate. That can be doubled to 320Hz when dropping to a 1080p resolution. The mini LED backlight on this model offers 2,304 local dimming zones for improved local dimming control and reduced blooming and halos. And it also contains TCL's smart entertainment system with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, meaning it's not just a monitor positioned for gaming, it also delivers in the streaming and movies area as well. Both models are only launching in China at this time. More news on regional availability when we get it. We should also quickly recap on some of the latest reviews and content that we've published this month, and we'll start with the eagerly anticipated ASUS G-Sync Pulsar monitor. We saw this on showcase at CES this year, and it's been in development for around 2 years now. We've reviewed this ASUS screen in full now, and it features NVIDIA's new G-Sync Pulsar technology, which allows you to use a blur reduction strobing backlight at the same time as variable refresh rates for the first time. That offers amazing levels of motion clarity and performance, which we were really impressed by. In our review, we compare this in depth to older blur reduction modes and consider how it performs compared with the highest refresh rate OLED and LCD monitors around. Alongside the other 3 G-Sync Pulsar monitors that were released in January, it's great to see these now available, so do check out the link below in the description if you want to read loads more about how it performs and what NVIDIA G-Sync is all about. To support that review, we also published a deep dive article where we explore NVIDIA G-Sync Pulsar in loads more detail, looking at how it works and the benefits it can offer in motion clarity and overall gaming experience. So again, check that out in the description if you want to know more. Another review from this month was the KTC M27P6, an attractively priced and well-spec'd dual-mode mini LED monitor that follows on from some of our other recent mini LED reviews that we've done. This one's got a 27-inch IPS 4K resolution panel with 160Hz refresh rate and a dual-mode support for 320Hz at 1080p. It's got a 1152 local dimming zone mini LED backlight and HDR 1400 certification, so it's got high-end HDR capabilities as well. Do take a look at our review, which is linked in the description below if you want to know more about that screen. Finally, our most recent review was for Dell's new ultra-sharp U5226KW. This is a massive 52-inch ultra-wide Thunderbolt hub monitor, and it's a truly huge screen offering an impressive 6K ultra-wide resolution, 129 ppi pixel density, and a modern IPS black technology LCD panel. This screen's aimed at professional users as a great replacement for multi-screen setups and incorporates an extensive range of connectivity options, including Thunderbolt 4 and other useful features like an ambient light sensor, KVM switch, and loads of picture-in-picture and picture-by-picture mode supports. Dell state on their webpage that this screen will offer unparalleled productivity, seamless multitasking, superior visual clarity, and all-day eye comfort. So if you want to know if it can live up to all of those claims, check out our review linked in the description below. Moving on to recent articles which may be of interest to you, we've also continued to experiment with ASUS's Display Widget Center software, a useful app which helps you control and customize your ASUS monitor. You may remember that we originally published an article about this back in November, but we've updated it again this month with some of the latest screens that we've reviewed and also loads of professional gamer settings for one of their new esports monitors. If you want to check those out or download some of our calibrated settings, check out the link below. In some panel news for this month, we also brought you news that TCL CSOT are set to begin mass production on their first OLED monitor panel this year. That's using an inkjet printing process, which will hopefully help bring production costs and retail costs down in time. The first panel set to come off their production line as early as July 2026 apparently will be a 27-inch sized option with a 4K resolution and 120Hz refresh rate. It would also offer an RGB stripe subpixel layout as well. There's limited information available at this time and no monitors announced that will actually make use of this panel, but keep an eye on our news pages for more information when we have it. If you've been holding out for one of the new screens that are being launched this year, then we saw the Asus PG32UC-DM3, their Gen 3 version of their popular 32-inch QD OLED monitor. We reviewed this a couple of months ago just prior to CES. We've seen that now finally appear for pre-order in the US as well as in the UK. There's some early stock appearing so far. We've got a link to buy that in the description below if you're looking to get that screen. Same thing as well with the MSI MPG 341CQR X36. That's their new ultra-wide QD OLED monitor, 360Hz and the latest Penta Tandem panel. That's appeared now quite widely in the UK and it should be imminent in North America, we're told. The Gigabyte MO27Q28GR has also appeared in the US now to buy. This is their glossy coated version of their super popular model that we reviewed last year, and it should start to become more widely available during April, we're told. That's it then for another month of news. Thank you for sticking with us. As a teaser of some things to look forward to next month, we've got a detailed look at Gigabyte's new OLED HyperNits technology coming up soon, which is supposed to boost brightness in HDR by 30%. We did see this demoed at CES in January, and we're looking forward to seeing how this stacks up in our test environment with a couple of their newest glossy WOLED monitors that we've now received. We'll also be taking a look at the latest dual mode technologies that are being launched with an article explaining all about the different use cases, different options available, and looking at the future of dual mode monitors as well. We'll of course be reviewing some new monitors as well, which we're just sorting out, but one which has arrived with us so far is BenQ's MA320UP. This is a 32-inch sized professional monitor with a 4K resolution, nano gloss panel, and a range of features for enhancing performance and productivity, including wide Mac compatibility. During April, we'll also be attending an AOC and Philips press event where the latest monitors should be showcased and discussed, so we'll bring you all of the latest news from that event as soon as we can. Make sure you hit subscribe, of course, to stay up to date on all of the latest news, our monthly roundups, and all of that new content coming soon. That's it for this month, but if you enjoyed this video, give us a quick like below, we'd really appreciate that. Thank you for watching, we'll catch you next time.